Well, somebody who I don't know if they'd want to get used to that super sub role is Gio Reyna. A lot of talk surrounding this specific player. There were a lot of doubts, especially even from our panel, if he would even be named in Mauricio Pochettino's roster for this March international window. So happens that he was, but I think he has a lot of, I don't want to say critics to answer, but maybe some doubters based on his fitness and not getting enough minutes at the moment. But it is Gio Reyna. Our Casey Keller has said that he's the one player that provides that X factor for the U.S. men's national team. Let's hear what he had to say in this exclusive with Sam Borden.
Gio, I guess first, how is your health? How are you feeling? How's your body as you kind of come into this window?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, love coming into camp. Grateful to be here with this team and with the staff. It's always an honor. Body's feeling good. Obviously, had an injury a couple weeks ago, or that I'm just getting over from a couple weeks ago. But I felt the last couple weeks that I've trained really well. Done a lot of hard work to get me to close to where I need to go, and then just really happy to be in camp again.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about the process. I know that you're in touch with Mauricio a lot. He's in touch with all the players, but how did you come to find out you were going to get called in? When did you know? What was the conversation with him like?
Yeah, I mean, it was just sort of the email that everyone else gets. You sort of get the provisional roster and then the final roster, and me and Joe got it together at the same time. We were sitting next to each other, so we were both pumped and told our wives right away. But yeah, I spoke with Mauricio when I got here, and nothing sort of out of the ordinary, just a very good relationship. And I'm not going to share sort of everything we said, but it was just positive conversations and sort of mutual sort of happiness to see each other again and be working together again. So appreciate him calling me in, of course, and always love being here with him and the staff and the team.
He's been pretty, I think, candid about the importance of players playing regularly with their clubs and being able to see them develop as they kind of ramp towards the World Cup. He also has said, he sees you as a special case, a different case, and that's why he wanted you here. Do you get a sense of what it is about what you can bring that makes him want you here?
Yeah, I guess it's a tough question for me to answer. Of course, I believe my abilities, and I believe I've sort of shown that in the past too with this team, that I've made big differences in big moments. But I just appreciate his trust more than anything. And I want to re-give that to him, and sort of, collectively with him, with the staff, with this team, just it's so much bigger than all of us, and do something great for this country. So whatever it is, not playing at all, playing 90 minutes, scoring a goal line clearance, I'm here to help the team, and that's all I can really do at this moment, and everybody else would say the same thing about themselves too.
What's it like from a mental perspective to not be getting all the opportunities that you want? How have you managed the mental side of that?
Yeah, it stinks. I think every player wants to play 90 minutes of every game. It's just how this competitive environment is. Obviously, I've had some injuries this season that have sort of maybe put me out at unfortunate times, but now I'm fit. I need to stay fit, which I'm trying to do everything in my power and in my strength that I can possibly do to stay fit. So it's tough. I have an amazing wife and a great family around me that support me every day in these challenging moments. So, but yeah, it's the consistency of work and showing up every day to training and games to get better and prove yourself over and over again, which I feel like I've been doing since I've been back from injury. And I want to carry that here and help the team in any way possible.
Do you think that that's something that you're able to deal with maybe in a more healthy way at this stage of your career than you would have been, 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago when you were earlier in your career, especially in Europe?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if I'm honest, I think being married now and living with my wife and our little dog makes a big difference when an injury happens or you're not playing as much. It there's so much more positive and energy in the house that will keep me going, try to keep a smile on my face even in the toughest moments. But yeah, I would put it down to her. And obviously, of course, my family tries to visit in those moments too to show support. But I feel their love and support from across the ocean anyway. So, but yeah, it's the people closest to me that I rely on, and they are great in supporting me in the tough moments.
I mean, dogs too, you know?
Yeah, and dogs. He's probably number one. No, I'm kidding. But he's the best. Obviously, all of them are really important and amazing for me.
I know that 2022, the World Cup, there were lots of things that didn't go the way that you would have wanted. What do you think you can learn from the experience there that can help you as you move towards this World Cup?
Yeah, I think, this team is really, really built on sort of the collective, and I think we're all sort of just looking at that more than anything. There's probably a lot of moments throughout that tournament where we were just a little bit inexperienced and young at times, but if you look at how we've all sort of developed and grown over the last 3 to 4 years, building up to now, it's incredible to see, and I'm so happy that everybody is progressing how they are, and I think everybody feels the same. But at the same time, we need to put it together as a unit and as a group, and sort of show those inexperiences that we had and turn them into, positives now.
Is it a different kind of pressure, or do you feel a different kind of pressure in this window going into this World Cup compared to the same time 4 years ago?
I guess you could say. I think pressure is sort of, more from the outside. Like I said, the collective and the togetherness of this group and this staff and the unity that we have is so much stronger than sort of the outside noise. So I guess the expectations we have for ourselves are probably bigger than what anybody else could say. So we know what we have in this sort of, in these camps and within this team, within the staff that sort of can propel us to success. So it's about showing it. It's about getting better in the little amount of time we have this camp, and of course building up to the World Cup. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, like always, with everybody, and we have a lot to look forward to.
I guess last thing, people have talked forever about what it will mean for soccer in America to have this World Cup. What it can do for the sport, for fans in this country. As an American who spends a lot of time living overseas, do you think the rest of the world has an understanding of what this tournament being in America means to American soccer fans? Did they ever ask you about it?
Yeah, I think so. I think just not only from this tournament, but in the last couple of years, sort of the players that we've had on our team that have played at big clubs and in the biggest tournaments and all the best leagues all over the world. So they know that there's a lot of talent in this country. They see the progression that we've made, but now it's about us sort of going out there and showing it. Maybe it's hard for them if they haven't played a World Cup in their home country to know what this one is sort of going to mean to us, and maybe the build-up of all the emotions that go into it. But it's going to be emotional. Of course, if I'm lucky to be there, then it'll be emotional for everybody, but it would be an honor and a dream to represent my country in my home World Cup.
You made me think when you said that last answer about the way that people look at Americans. Do you think that's changed? Have you sensed a change in the way people look at American players abroad in the time you've been over there? Yeah,
I think it's heading in the right direction. Like I said, the players we have playing in the biggest teams in the world help so much with that. But at the same time, a tournament like this, where sort of you see the country come together and make a statement or something like that, could really take that to the next step, and as we show the world that we're here to stay.
Gio Reyna there, Shaka, definitely he has been a topic coming into this World Cup. He has been named in this March squad, as we know. As I mentioned before, Casey Keller has said that he is the X Factor. He is the Neymar. He is the Mbappe. He can be, but in terms of what the U.S. need or what they think they need. Now, I just want to know, when he is 100% fit, though, How important is he to this U.S. team?
No, the when is an interesting aspect to that question because of his injury history of late. You've just not just of late, because of his injury history, you've not seen the best of Gio Reyna for quite some time. And of course, there's everything that happened 4 years ago and kind of puts him in the crosshairs in terms of needed performances for the U.S. men's national team, but that hasn't been coming. And again, part of that is down to his injuries that he's had to sustain. He's moved clubs, but still, because of his injuries, has found minutes very difficult to come by. You don't see that improving any, and so you just really question at this point, given the fact that he's not playing regularly with his club, not performing at a high enough level as compared to everybody else. Does he make the starting lineup? Is he, or can he be the X factor that so many think he can be? Mauricio Pochettino, again, he's kind of staked his hat on, you've got to be playing for your club, you've got to be playing well for your club. I'm not sure that Gio Reyna ticks all those boxes.
Well, someone who has definitely had his fair share of injuries is Ricardo Pepi. But let me tell you one thing. He has battled his way back, especially in 2026 over in the Eredivisie. He has been finding the back of the net quite frequently, Shaka, even when he's had to come back with, as our Ale Moreno calls it, the mangled arm after he broke his forearm. But still, interesting stuff there from Ricardo Pepi. Definitely has put his hat in the ring in terms of who gets that number 9 role for the U.S. men's national team. It'll take a lot more for him to displace Flo Balogun, we get it, but great to hear from him right now. He also caught up with Sam Borden.
Ricardo, let's start here. What feels different about where we are right now, a month or two before the World Cup, compared to 4 years ago?
Yeah, to be honest, obviously, knowing that the biggest tournament is coming home, I think that's already an incredible feeling, being able to play a World Cup in front of our home fans, in front of our, our people, our country, is going to be incredible.
How do you feel personally? I mean, you're still very young, but you were very young going into Qatar. Do you feel different, as the ramp up to this tournament comes?
Yeah, to be honest, obviously, looking back at Qatar, I was really young, and now having 4 years of experience, 4 years more of extra experience, I feel like I'm really prepared for this tournament, and I feel like I can bring something to the team for sure.
What do you look for in this window? You guys are playing obviously top tier competition. These are, the last few games before you are really right into the World Cup. What do you think to get out of this window?
Yeah, like you say, these are really good teams. Of course, these are World Cup competitors, so we know the level that they're going to bring to the game. And to be honest, it's not really a friendly game for us. We want to go out there and do the best that we can, win the games, and really show the world that we can compete.
It's interesting. I heard Mauricio talking in an interview with a French publication about how he is hoping this team can do like what South Korea did in 2002, make a semifinal at home, or even Morocco and Qatar. When you think about your expectations for what this team can do, what are they?
Yeah, to be honest, like I've said, we've had different expectations throughout, the years, of course. But this summer, we have really high expectations of ourselves. We want to be able to go out and win the cup. So, we're really aiming for that, and we really believe that we can do that.
Awesome. A lot of casual fans are going to be watching this summer, not necessarily familiar with all the players or what they're able to do. How would you describe your approach as a goal scorer? What are you looking to do on the field?
Yeah, to be honest, my job on the field is to score the goals, of course. That's my main job, of course. But, whatever I can do for the team, whether it's, off the pitch, on the pitch, as much as I can contribute to the team, I'm going to be able to do it. And, I'll be there supporting them.
What was it like? I know the circumstance with the potential transfer must have been difficult emotionally for you. How would you describe what it was like to go through that experience?
Yeah, to be honest, it's not the first difficult moment that I've had in my life, so I'm really used to these things. At the end of the day, it's all rumors, so it happens. So, it doesn't really affect me at all, to be honest. I'm really focused on this camp, and finishing the season off strong with PSV. So, that's really what I'm focused on for the next couple of months, and then hopefully the summer.
It didn't get in your, not a mental something hanging over you in any way?
Yeah, for sure. These are things that, at the end of the day, you see them all over the place. You see them all over social media. So, of course, you start thinking about them. But, at the end of the day, you can't really catch feelings for these things, and you need to move forward, man.
No, that makes sense. How would you describe the connection between you and Fullerin and the other strikers?
Yeah, I feel, like it's a very healthy competition, of course. We all compete, of course, in training, finishing drills, stuff like that. We're all competing, but at the end of the day, we know that, our main goal is to help the team and to score goals for the team. So, we're also family.
Is there difference in personalities? Is one of you, lighter, funnier? How would you sort of describe the makeup of the group a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like, we all have different personalities, of course. We're all different people. And so, like I said, we all bring our own little sauce to the team. So, we're just always, hanging out with each other. We all have different attitudes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're all one team.
What do you think that looking back at 4 years ago, what do you think you learned from that experience that may help you to have an even more successful World Cup this time around?
Yeah, I think the team and, myself personally, of course, we know that, we know what it means to play versus the best teams in the world, of course. We know that we can compete, and, most of all, we have a very good player pool at the moment, and so, we know that we're going to go into this tournament and do the best that we can and hopefully get the win.
I know that earlier this year you had an injury with your arm. Was there, obviously any injury is stressful, but when you realize that you're hurt in a World Cup year, does it have a different feel? Were you a little more nervous about it because of what's coming this summer?
Yeah, at the end of the day, of course, it's going to be something that, worries you a little bit. But, in the moment, you're just really worried about getting back on the pitch as fast as you can, just really concerned about your health. And, obviously, if you get really unlucky to not be able to be in the World Cup, it's going to hurt. But, health is first.
No, it makes sense. How would you describe the difference between what Mauricio brings to this group as a coach and other coaches that you've had?
Yeah, I feel like Mauricio, we really, we build this character and this attitude that, we're going to go out on the pitch and fight for each other. Where every single duel, every single ball, every 50-50 ball, we're going to win. So, he's really brought that attitude towards our group, and, it's helped a lot, to be honest.
Is there anything in particular, like in terms of like the way these camps are run, that is different or that you've had to get used to under him?
Yeah, I feel like everything that's been done is been done for the right step of the team. Of course, I feel like at the end of the day, things are for the most part the same, but there's small changes, but you don't really notice them at the end of the day.
Is it possible? Do people when you're overseas, do they ask you about what having a World Cup in America will mean for American soccer? Like, what do you tell people about like what this tournament coming to this country means?
Yeah, when they ask, I really tell them that it's a turning point for the U.S., of course. It's a turning point because, having a World Cup here in the States, you're just going to make people come together and fall in love with the game. So, I really feel like it's going to be a really good turning point, especially if we go out there and do our job.
Obviously every time people talk about international soccer or the roster for a country like the U.S., there's always discussion about dual nationals, guys who can choose. What's something that people from the outside don't understand about that process and sort of how personal a decision it is for everybody?
Yeah, I feel like what people miss most of the time is that, not just because you pick one team doesn't mean that you can represent your other team, so obviously being Mexican American, my parents are Mexican, so at home I speak Spanish, outside of home I'm talking English, so I really feel a really deep connection to both cultures. But, obviously everyone has a decision to make, and, everyone's going to make the decision with their heart, so, that's the only advice I can give.
Is it like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding you. You're saying that, like, just because you're picking a soccer team doesn't mean that you're picking that country overall in life?
Exactly. It's not like you can't represent both countries off the pitch. Of course you're going to go onto the pitch, represent, the team that you're representing. For me, the U.S., but, like I said, my parents are both Mexicans. I'm Mexican, so, I'm proud to be both.
Last thing, when you think about the games that are coming this summer, when you think about, the Los Angeles in June, what goes through your mind? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, just anytime I sit there and really think about it, I can just imagine myself and my family in the stands playing the biggest tournament in the world, and, just excited about the summer, to be honest.
All right, so Ricardo Pepi there, Shaka, as we were talking about, how much do you feel, has he done enough to give Mauricio Pochettino something to think about when it comes to him choosing that number 9, or do you see him as better coming off the bench?
Well, I'll say this. I think he's done all he can to give Mauricio Pochettino a lot to think about in terms of who's his number 9. The challenge of that is Flo Balogun has done more.
Yes.
especially in the US men's national team setup. I think he's established himself as Mauricio Pochettino's out-and-out number 9. I don't see that changing. But Ricardo Pepi has proven the talent that he is. Had this reputation as being the impact player to come off the bench. I think he's worked hard to kind of work past that reputation. But right now, I just don't see Flo Balogun being displaced. So well, not sadly. So it means that Ricardo Pepi will have to be called on those talents off the bench that he became so well known for a few years ago.
Listen, super subs still get their time in the sun.
And absolutely. And again, this is a long tournament.
Yes.
A lot of twists and a lot of turns will come, especially later on in the tournament. He'll have his moments. Don't take that away. Don't deny that for Ricardo Pepi or anybody else. This is a squad tournament in every single regard. Ricardo Pepi is an important part of that squad, an important part, dare I say, of any successes of this US men's national team.